Reuters has released the results of their investigation into child blood lead levels across LA County, and these numbers are absolutely insane. People always say that in videos and in the titles of articles, but this is really scary stuff. It's scary in the sorts of places where we expect higher blood lead levels, thanks to the investigations that have been going over the past few years, like poorer areas. But we're talking about basically a universal problem across LA County, including neighborhoods with multi-million-dollar homes all over the place. This is a problem basically everywhere. More than 17% of small children tested in the heart of San Marino have shown elevated levels of lead in their blood, according to previously undisclosed LA County health data. That's a more well-off area than where I live in LA County, but still, that's 17%. If you live in that area, you should now be scared, but it goes beyond that. That rate exceeds the 5% rate of children who tested high for lead in Flint, Michigan during the peak of that city's water contamination crisis.
Wow.
So the area where finally people started to pay attention to this, and thankfully, they're taking way too long to fix it, but finally people are starting to pay attention. In San Marino, it's 3 times worse in terms of how prevalent it is. In all though, Reuters identified 323 neighborhood areas across LA County where the rate of elevated tests was at least as high as in Flint. In 26 neighborhood areas, the rate was at least twice Flint's. And this is effectively an LA County specific follow-up to a story that we discussed near the end of last year. Reuters identified more than 3,300 US neighborhood areas with documented childhood lead poisoning rates, double those found in Flint. That is across all of the United States. Thousands of counties that have problems that are even worse than Flint's. And this is not to take away anything whatsoever from Flint, but to give you an idea of how severe this problem actually is.
So this is exactly why when we criticize the mainstream media from time to time, it is not to tear them down as the right wing wants to do. It is to help them do a better job. So that's why I want to celebrate stories like this. I mean, it's a disastrous substantively, and we'll get to that in a second. But Reuters doing wonderful work in exposing this.
Yeah.
So, and they've been on it from day one, and when they released that report. And this is part of what's frustrating about cable news, specifically television news sometimes, right? Because, oh my God, I was like, there's over 3,000 communities across the country that have a lead problem worse than Flint. Why is that not the biggest story? I mean, we're talking about all these imaginary fears, terrorism, and there is one case, every once in a while, thank God, it's not an epidemic, but there's far more mass shootings, it's et cetera, et cetera. This is affecting all of our kids across the country. And so when they make it more specific, and it's in your neck of the woods, it scares the bejesus out of you. Yeah. We live in LA. And when you see that your kids might be getting lead in their system, and there is nothing, there is no allowable amount of lead in a human body. Yeah. Scientists have said it is damaging no matter how small it is. Let alone at these levels, and lead could decrease IQ, it does, and tests have proven this out. Can even make people more violent in the future. Can you imagine the poison that we're putting in our kids? This is the thing that people should be talking about nonstop.
Yeah, and it says, and a couple of things about what you just said, Cenk. First of all, what John said when he read it, he said previously undisclosed, and that's what Reuters did here. Yeah. The fact that this was not disclosed, it took journalists to go in there and get down into it, and that's so important. The other thing is, I remember when I was with, well, I can say it now, with the Al Jazeera, when we would go into these stories, and everybody around the table would say, oh, it's so depressing, it's so depressing. But Al Jazeera would put on these stories, and they were depressing all the time. But at least it got you to prick up your ears a little bit and say, you know what, this is actually something that's worth knowing and people should talk about. Not to actually even minimize the effects of terrorism and war and all of the other things on the sensational side. This isn't a sensational story, but it's so important that's being told, and I think that's what's so great about what Reuters is doing and journalists do every day too.
And I know one of the reasons we're talking about is because it cuts across socioeconomic lines, right? We're talking about how $2 million houses that are affected and so on. But I also think it's important to remember that the way these things get solved does end up going back to those people who are more vulnerable with less resources, not being able to fix it or help themselves in the way that other people will. There was in this one story, that anecdote at the end, right, about a wealthier family who found out that their son had elevated levels and were able to put him in $200 session occupational therapy and move immediately like that. And most families can't do that.
Yeah, they're stuck. once they find out.
Look, they find out after the effect has already been there for years, and it affects you for the rest of your life.
So I think Jordan Chariton for the Young Turks has actually been doing great work on this, and he helped expose what was happening in Indiana. Again, much worse levels in Indiana, in East Chicago, Indiana. He was in Flint just yesterday covering a town hall where people were arrested for being too loud at the town hall. So all that is on youtube.com/TYTpolitics. But Reuters doing it on a mass scale here, and if we cared about the things that are actually important and dangerous and affect us personally, this is all you would see on cable news. And instead, it's a blip in the radar. We're covering
I talk about climate change too.
Yeah, climate change. and Reuters is doing a fantastic job. But this is what we got to fix. Trump wants to spend $1 trillion on infrastructure. Great, spend it on this. Don't privatize the roads like your current plan is. Spend the money on this. We need this fixed so that we protect all of our kids. Our reporter Jordan Chariton broke the Donna Brazil story. He was right. She just apologized for it. Help us get more reporters like that. You're the one responsible for that. Thank you, and let's do more right now at tytnetwork.com/go.